Robbinsdale's top elected leader is hanging up his hat at the end of his term. Mayor Regan Murphy will not seek re-election this fall. Reporter SONYA GOINS explains why. SONYA?
Hey Shannon, Regan Murphy was first elected in 2013. He says he's accomplished what he set out to do when he first campaigned: bring more development to the city and make Robbinsdale a safer community.
I've just been blessed and honored to represent Robbinsdale.
Mayor Regan Murphy was sworn in almost 8 years ago. He was born and raised in Robbinsdale and says he's most proud of bringing pride back to the city.
For a lot of years, I don't think Robbinsdale had maybe a great reputation.
The city is ranked number 3 on the Star Tribune's 2019 Hot Housing Index. The Birdtown Flats luxury apartments broke ground in 2018 and are attractive for millennials as well as seniors who are looking to downsize.
Changing the perception of Robbinsdale for those that don't live here, making Robbinsdale a place where people want to move to and want to stay.
The top leader was also instrumental in building up business in the downtown area.
When I first got elected, we had a number of different vacancies.
West Broadway has a small town feel, but with big city attractions.
Not a lot of suburban towns that have, original downtown. So that I think the setting kind of also helps make it a destination.
Now there are 2 breweries, Marna's Cafe and Travail Restaurant has been revamped into an upscale dining destination.
Travail certainly was a really big spark that ignited the growth, but you look at Nona Rosa's, which has been here for probably the longest of all the restaurants, then Willette's. Of course, Hackey Mueller's has been a staple for a really long time.
Murphy says he's put a lot of sweat and tears into making Robbinsdale a better place, and it's taken time away from his family.
Last Wednesday, I had a council meeting and missed my son's birthday party.
He's not seeking re-election to spend more time with his 3 kids and wife.
You won?
There will be more board games and backyard barbecues for the Murphys.
I've just been blessed and honored to represent Robbinsdale. It's been an absolute amazing journey.
Murphy will be mayor until December 31st. Afterward, he plans to still be involved with the city, just not in an official role. Shannon?
All right, thank you, SONYA. In Brooklyn Park, a rocky start to the week for North Hennepin Community College. According to police, a driver ran a red light Saturday afternoon, then swerved trying to avoid a car, which he hit anyway. He then ran off the road and into the college's Bioscience and Health Careers Center. The school's on spring break this week, so no one was hurt and classes will not be impacted. Police say the driver was not impaired, but he was ticketed. There's a change-up coming to local youth baseball. 2 local youth baseball leagues are combining forces due to a decline in participation. The Crystal and Robbinsdale Little Leagues will play as one association beginning this year. Crystal Little League President John Ripka says 4 years ago there were about 170 players, which is 20 more than there was last season.
I think a lot of it has to do with just the age of our communities here. Crystal and Robbinsdale are both probably slightly older as far as the demographics, and there aren't a lot of young people coming in with families. So I think that's part of why the trend is continuing downward.
Ripka says approval from the Little League International will be needed to keep the combined teams for the postseason. Opening day is May 2nd. In Golden Valley, there's a place that's become a go-to option for do-it-yourselfers. As Corey Bork reports in this week's Business Matters, it's a custom paint and coating shop that's developed a niche in the DIY market.
Inside this Golden Valley warehouse,
it's always changing and it's only limited to your own creativity.
There's a workplace where it's okay to play.
We create colors for other paint companies, and we do product testing, we do technique development.
The PlasterCenter brings new and exciting paint options to life. The man behind it is Drew Beninati.
I used to work in healthcare, took a layoff from healthcare, painted my way through college. 2 weeks after being laid off, I was back into painting, and fast forward 30 years, still in the painting industry.
Beninati says he's always had a fascination for color.
I tell my colleagues I started coloring in my parents' closet when I was a kid.
Today, his creations are spread to customers near and far.
Kind of crazy. My color lines are available both in China, Japan, here in the United States.
Found in high-end paint stores, Beninati's products transform homes in ways never before thought possible, like coating over ceramic tile countertops, to re-energizing bathrooms.
This is a bathroom finish, a cement-based finish. A lot of interest in these cement products right now.
To a solution for homes filled with dated golden oak.
It's brushed on in 2 coats, it dries. It's beautiful.
His latest product, called Urban Mud, took 2.5 years to develop.
Has the ability to change color as you trowel it. So if you took a really close look at it, it looks like you're using 3 colors here, but we're actually only using a paint base in 1.
While the products may seem high-tech, Beninati says they're relatively simple to apply and cost-effective too.
As nice as it looks, it's easy to do.
It's easy to do, I promise.
For Business Matters, Corey Bort, CCX News.
The PlasterCenter also offers training too for around $200. Do-it-yourself customers can learn several different techniques over a few 2-hour sessions. A Plymouth principal lucked out with the weather this weekend as he had to sleep outside of his elementary school on Friday night. Principal Randy MOBERG challenged students to read 150,000 minutes in February for I Love to Read Month. And if they did, he would sleep outside.
They love to read. And just having these little gimmick things once in a while just revs them up and gets them that much more excited as a school community.
And as part of the challenge, students also raised $7,000 for the school. Another fundraiser that met with success this weekend was the beer and wine tasting event that the Maple Grove Lions Club hosted on Friday night. All the money stays local, and the Lions usually raise around $10,000 at this event.
Section boys basketball champions will be crowned this week. In Section 6-4A, Wayzata beat Armstrong in the quarterfinals on a buzzer beater. That sent a confident Trojans team into the semifinals against top-seeded Hopkins. Drew Berklin hits Eddie Bennigan on the backdoor pass for 2 in an early 9-4 Trojans lead. Wayzata made 7 3-pointers in the first half, including this one from Carter Bierke, and it gives the Trojans a 15-8 lead. Late in the first half, Bierke knocks down another 3, and Wayzata takes an 11-point lead into halftime, 33-22. Kerwin Walton has a big game for Hopkins and leads their second half comeback. He'll score on a putback here and is fouled. Walton scores 15 of his points from the free throw line in this game. Regan Merritt hits a 3-pointer from the corner for the Royals. That ties the game at 45. He scores 8 points off the bench in the second half. Berklin, another great bounce pass. This time it's Cody Williams with the basket, and the game is tied at 52. But Hopkins scores the next 7 points. Walton with a tough shot off the glass, and he draws another foul. Walton, that's 18 of his game-high 30 points in the second half. Andre Gray scores 10 second-half points, including this one to put Hopkins up 7 with under 2 minutes to play as the Royals move into the section final with a 66-56 win. The second semifinal in Section 6 featured Cooper against St. Louis Park, 2 teams that split a pair of close games in the Metro West Conference. Their third meeting proved to be another down-to-the-wire contest. St. Louis Park starts strong. Paris Johnson, a baseline drive, a reverse layup, and it's 13-5 Orioles. Cooper comes back. Davian Evans hits the jumper despite being bumped on the shot to pull the Hawks within 5. He scores 19 total. St. Louis Park throws out of the trap ahead to Johnson for the dunk. St. Louis Park leads most of the first half. Johnson with 24 points in the game. Joe Russell provides a spark off the bench, hitting a 3 there, part of a 14-point game for him. And Cooper plays a better second half. Tyson Dallas sinks a 3 as Cooper goes in front, 39-38. Anthony Clay Trezak also has a nice game off the bench. This 3, part of a 9-point second half for him. It's back and forth all night. Cooper pulls out a 63-61 win over Park. So it's number 2 seed Cooper against top seed Hopkins for the section title. That's Wednesday at 7 o'clock at Osseo High School. The Heritage Christian Academy girls won a 2-point game in the semifinals of the Section 4A tournament. That put them into the title game against top seed Mayor Lutheran. Kirsten Robbins, nice crossover dribble drive. She scores off the glass there for Heritage. Great steal here. Taylor Shuck with a clear path to the basket. And it's 15-10 Eagles. Jordan Allen posts up and then spins and scores for Heritage. Shuck goes hard to the hoop and gets the roll. The Eagles are up 31-24 at halftime. And they come out flying to start the second half. Robbins to Katie Smith, and she hits the baseline jumper. Robbins distributes again, this time to Shuck. She's good from long range. It's an 11-2 run for the Eagles, and they are in control. Robbins zips by the defenders and scores on the reverse to put the Eagles up 48-37. She leads all scorers with 27 points, and they go on to win, securing a third straight section title.
Going into it, we were really excited. We were pumped. We didn't want to get overexcited. We wanted to stay calm, but it was very fun, very exciting. I mean, to have those fans and that support system, it's just a very fun atmosphere.
We want to be at Williams Arena, and I've said all season we want to end on a win. Of course, we want a championship, and we play for that. We practice for that. We dream about that, and we have 3 more games to do it.
Heritage is the number 5 seed in Class A. They play 4 seed Waterville Elysian Morristown in the quarterfinals Thursday.